For the past 35 years, Larry Pegram has had one goal.
If your child says they love something as much as they love you, how could you hold them back from doing what they love?
To win professional motorcycle races.
He's lived a dream because he's got to do what he's loved, and he's made a good living at it.
The stakes are high.
Oh, big crash in the tri-oval! Oh, and look at this! Oh, no!
The rewards unforgettable. Pegram has been the most successful American privateer motorcycle racer in recent memory. His team is made up of family and friends who dedicate their weekends to his championship efforts. This road has not been easy. A severe crash 20 years ago could have ended his life.
Oh, and a big crash in the NASCAR Turn 3 area. That is 3 riders down. Larry Pegram.
That's me, Superbike racer, Larry Pegram. And I used to think that my life on the track's pretty fast. That was, of course, until all my girls came along. With the support of my loving parents, plus a hand-selected crew, keeps it fun, but is willing to do whatever it takes to win. Together, we are the Superbike family.
The road back has been a difficult one, yet his determination and talent has made Larry Pegram one of the top Superbike racers in the country. The team has an impressive record, competing against and at times beating the all-powerful manufacturer teams. At age 40, time is running out for Pegram's championship dreams. For the past 2 years, he has raced a BMW with little or no support from the factory. His frustrations have forced him to shop for a new motorcycle, and it didn't take him long to know what to climb on.
You know, we picked the Yamaha this year for one reason. It wins races. Flat out, they won almost every single race over the last 2 years, almost 3 years, so Yamaha was the way to go.
The Yamaha R1 has piloted Josh Hayes to 3 consecutive AMA Pro Superbike championships. It's the class of the field, and despite the cost of leasing one, Pegram knows he has to write the check if he wants to compete at this level.
I mean, it's a huge risk for me this year to go out there and spend the money to get the best bike on the track. But I've got a great sponsor in Foremost, and I got to win races for them, and this is the way I think we can do it. So it's a big gamble, but as long as I do well, the gamble's going to pay off.
I think it's so important for him to get the Yamaha bike because Larry thinks if he's on the Yamaha that he can win. He thinks that it's all about the bike he gets on and how fast it is. So I think his confidence is in the fact that he can win races on a Yamaha.
It is the off-season prior to the 2013 racing year, and Pegram's workout routine and dialing for dollars continues. Then it's off to California to pick up the prized Yamaha.
Well, we're out here in California. We've had a long off season. I've been working really hard since about August, really, trying to put this deal together. So we're at Factory Yamaha out here, and we're getting ready to get the bikes built. My guys are out here getting trained by the factory team, and I'm really, really excited about this deal. This is going to be a really good deal.
He was very honest and upfront with me, and you know, I've been doing this a long time myself, and I know how athletes think, and no athlete ever really wants to blame themselves for not winning. There's usually some other underlying thing that they believe would stop them, and in Larry's case, most recently, I believe he thinks that you know, we have a really good motorcycle, and that if he was able to race that motorcycle, then he would have a much more legitimate chance to win. And honestly, I agree with him. I think what we're providing to him is a pretty turnkey package with all of the notes and the gear ratios and things that we've used over the 3 years at these events. And those are things that take practice time and test time, all which cost a lot of money. And we're providing that to Larry inside this package. So I think that it's a real opportunity for him to take his team owner hat off and really focus on being a racer as he races this 2013 season.
I mean, what's awesome about this deal is it's not just a box showing up with some parts to put on an R1 that, you know, came in the mail. It's the real deal. We're out here at Yamaha right now. They're building the bike right beside Josh Hayes, who's won the championship the last 3 years. So, you know, I'm getting the exact same bikes that he has, and no more excuses.
This is the exact bike right now Josh Hayes rides. Exact. other than a couple of his personal sponsors, this is the machine.
They're telling us everything, and you know, they're wanting to work with us. If we run into an issue that they didn't have, they're not saying, "Oh, just ride it." You know, they're wanting to work with us to make it better.
Well, really, I'm only going to have one bike, you know. It's a deal where I only get one bike. We're going to build up a stock R1 to have as a backup bike, but it won't be even close to the race bike. So really, it's one bike, so it's definitely going to be a little bit more sketchy in some situations this year.
Go for it.
This deal was not lucrative, to say the least, but it's the best bike out there.
We're trying to get Yamahas on the grid and Yamahas win races. So whether who does it, you know, it's kind of irrelevant.
It's just something that I think is going to work out really good for everybody.
Obviously, if it doesn't work out, that creates a whole nother set of problems.
No more excuses for Larry when we show up.
The test goes well.
You know, we don't want to get too excited and think we're going to come out here the first day. No, I don't know the track, don't know anything, and go faster than anybody's ever went. We're realistic and know, and I'm going to approach it, you know, with the mindset of learn it. Don't go out there the first lap and be like, oh, this is the greatest, I'm going to kill everybody. So I'm trying to just be calm. You know, you kind of put your expectations up for something, and you think, okay, don't, you know, it might not be there, you might have a lot of work, but when I rode it, I was like, yeah, this thing's good.
You know, this is going to be my 5th year on this motorcycle, so I'm pretty well in tune with this machine. I feel good about it. It's my baby. And again, to have another competitor ride the bike and give it good feedback just wells me up with pride, makes me feel good.
It's so nice. And it keeps going. It's not like it feels really nice because it doesn't make power. It just, God. That's crazy how good that thing feels.
First day with the new toy was pretty good, really good. It was everything I expected and more, really. I mean, it was really easy to ride. It did everything right. That's how I feel, you know what I mean? It just made me smile.
Yeah, I'm not, you know, I'm never
He's never happy. Go ahead, say that. Say, I'm never happy, but I'm not unhappy.
Yeah, I'm not unhappy. You shouldn't ask me that, am I happy? You should ask me if I'm unhappy.
Yeah.
Are you unhappy?
No, I'm not
unhappy.
I'm not unhappy.
No?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm not.
What's wrong with you? You're smiling.
I'm virtually pleased.
Yeah? He's pleased. That basically means he just won the lottery or something if he says he's pleased.
Despite the positive outing, Larry's mind is back home. His dad, Jim, is undergoing surgery for skin cancer. The two have been racing since Larry was 5 years old.
How you feeling? Yeah? What did they say?
I mean, you're always thinking about Daytona. But, you know, I mean, that's kind of part of the deal with my dad. It's just like, he's got to be there. You know, if he's not at Daytona, I'm not going. So that was the hardest thing on this whole thing, is everything was coming together, and without my dad, there's no team.
Up next, Team Pegram plans for the season. After 2 disappointing years racing a BMW, AMA Pro Superbike pilot Larry Pegram enters the 2013 season full of expectations. He'll be riding a Yamaha R1, winner of the last 3 championships.
This is the best bike in the paddock. For me to be able to get this opportunity to ride this thing is really big.
His preseason testing has the whole family-based team in good spirits, including his father, who has just recovered from skin cancer surgery.
Now looking back on it, I feel like, you know, I made too big a deal out of it, or I didn't. I tried not to make a big deal out of it. But at that time, it's like Walt says, if you hear the word cancer, you don't hear anything after that.
Having my dad be clear now on everything for cancer is just, it's 1,000,000 pounds of weight off everybody's shoulders. It was, I mean, I was literally I wasn't going to Daytona if it came back bad, but you know, everything came back good. He's clean, and now it's, you know, everybody's happy, and we can go and we can concentrate on trying to win a race instead of, you know, just concentrating on all bad stuff.
Well, I don't think anybody wants to hear the C word. Yeah, we've had a rough year, and I really feel we've been very blessed because everything that we've went through has come back great.
While Jim Pegram puts the finishing touches on the team hauler before the opening round in Daytona Beach, Florida, Larry's mom is paying the team's bills and organizing the meal plans for the team and guests.
Hey Larry, how's it going?
Good. All right, I need to know what's in the race account.
Okay.
What's in the shop account, what's in the apartments,
Alrighty.
and what's in my personal, all of it, so I know what's what.
Okay. For safety reasons, you gotta, with the bike and everything, you have to put your money there, make sure everything's correct with the bike and all that kind of stuff. So when I would go to the store, I've always been pretty frugal anyway, but with that, you know, knowing that, I would just try to do the best I could on shopping for the store, you know, for the team, and, you know, just try to conserve and save as much as we could. Here's the personal.
Why is this one so low?
Well, because things are tight this year, Larry. Everything is just not there, I guess.
All right. Well, we'll just
I mean, I think it's going to be a rough year, so we're going to have to cut corners and try to save as much as we can wherever we can save.
Mary's an excellent cook. When we got married, she couldn't boil water. She let this trial and error, and she became a great cook. She has a little trouble trying to burn the grill down, but outside of that, she's a great cook.
I told him if they wouldn't report that I had the fire, they could come and eat for free. So I think I got that one over with. But yeah, I always seem to have a fire. I think it just cleans out the grill real good for the rest of the races.
Mom is the other side of the glue with Dad. You know, Dad's the glue that is abrasive and rough, and Mom is that quiet glue that nobody could ever imagine could hold so much. You know, she just is so. My mom does more than you can imagine, and does it quietly doesn't want any admiration for it, just does her job and is happy to do it. You know, she's just really a special person.
The Pegram family is a tight group. The parents embraced Larry's love for motorcycle racing when he was just 5 years old.
Who could ask for, you know, a better life, really? I mean, to be able to spend time with your children and go with them and have your whole family, you know?
He's still a kid, and he still does the same stuff, and you know, there's pictures of him and Riley having a mud battle and stuff like that. I mean, it's still stuff that only kids should be doing.
Everything in Larry's life evolves around racing motorcycles and family. When it's time to race, the whole family travels to each track, including his wife Heather and their two small girls, Riley and Sophie.
Anybody that's ever traveled with their family across the country knows what it's like sometimes to have the kids and the wife and everybody, but at the end of the day, that's the only way I want it. You know, with the kids there and the wife there, it makes it fun. It makes it more hectic, but sometimes more hectic is what makes life fun.
Being on the road with the girls, it just adds one more crazy element. You know, you got to remember you take your whole house with you when you travel, and then you pack it all in, and you have to have food and everything, and then the kids just don't, they like to travel, but they are not easily contained.
Hey! I love picking unicorns because there's spaghetti hair and picking noses.
After the race is over, when I get it, you know, the guys are always there right when I pull into the pits, but they're either happy if we did well or they're sad if we didn't do well. And same with me, I'm in a bad mood if we didn't do well, but the girls, it doesn't seem to matter. When I get off the bike and I see my girl's face.
You got it! Because I praise you.
Thank you, guys.
They're so happy if I finish. Daddy finished 10th or Daddy finished 3rd. They love Daddy. So that's been one of the big lessons that I've learned over the last couple years is I'm always trying to not live my life based on the last race, and they could care less. Hello. Hey, get some clothes on, you jaybirds. Give me a hug. Give me hugs, I need hugs. No, thank you, Riley. Come give me a hug. So, where's the dog?
Taking a shower.
He's taking a shower?
Still to come, Larry and company head to Daytona. The fastest road in the West, Willow Springs Raceway, hosted AMA Pro Racing in 1999, and the list of riders read like a who's who. Larry Pegram on a fast by Faraci Ducati and on Michelin tires had started 11th, but by the midpoint was up to 5th and on the move. He eased up the inside past Honda's former champ Miguel Duhamel for 4th, held the spot, and used it as a springboard into 3rd, putting Duhamel and Suzuki's Matt Mladen behind him for good. Next, it was Yamaha's Jamie Hacking that Pegram passed for 2nd, and in traffic, he set out after leader and defending champion Ben Bostrom, taking the long way around the lappers and the leader into 1st. A relentless march forward earned Larry Pegram his first Superbike win, putting the number 72 firmly among those worth watching from then until now. As usual, his family was there to join the celebration. Yes, you always remember your first. It's March, and for the AMA Pro Road Racing Series, that can only mean one thing: Daytona.
Coming to Daytona this year, I know that we have the potential to win the race, and I really haven't felt that way in a long time. That and having Dad healthy, I mean, I'm just really on a high.
Even old man Pegram is in good spirits.
He loves Daytona now, just FYI.
Yeah, I love this place. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, Dad seems like he's in a pretty good mood. He hasn't cussed anybody out yet today or screamed at anybody. Even had to wait like an hour to get in the track, and he wasn't yelling, so I don't know what's wrong with him right now. I'm hoping he's not sick.
Daytona's all right. I don't have a problem with Daytona. It's just everything is like nothing's planned out. It's, you know, at most of the races we go to, everything's on a schedule. It goes nice and smooth. At Daytona, even parking the truck is, you know, you're 2 hours behind.
I'm really excited to see where I am compared to everybody else when we get here this year. You know, I'm always excited. I think everybody's always excited for Daytona, but this year it's definitely different.
We need to get wheels on it and take it to tech.
Take it to tech?
But that's not my job.
Okay.
But it is my job to tell somebody to do it. But I think those guys are mounting. Hey, Cody, as soon as you guys can get some tires on this and the bodywork and take it to tech, that'd be sweet. Yeah. It used to be, before the race season started, we had at least a couple of tests that we went to with all the other teams. So we knew kind of where we stacked up before we showed up at the first race. And this year, nobody tested together, you know? So I don't know where we stand.
Well, I mean, if we come here and I stink, then it's not good. You know, we know the bike's good. If we come here and we're close, then we know we can, you know, I can improve and get better. But I think we're going to be good. You know, I anticipate that we're going to be right there. So I'm trying not to get too, you know, excited, but I want to do well.
Oh, going into Daytona, I think Larry is so excited. He has all the ambition, and he's just ready to win at Daytona. He's out for it.
I'm happy here. Unlike some people, I love Daytona. Not really.
It's Thursday morning. The garage is set up, the bike is prepped. It's time for practice and qualifying after coffee.
I think, well, we got the bike working right, he's doing things right, everything, the team's clicking. When the team clicks and everybody works together and he's happy, he goes better. Towards the end of last year, we were all kind of, even me, which is kind of unusual for me, I was getting the bummer routine going, you know.
Larry fires up the Yamaha for the first time in anger, and all indications are good.
I'm real happy for Larry. I think he finally got something under his butt that he can show what he's capable of.
So it's cold this morning, really cold, but I feel good. I'm not even riding hard at all yet, so I think we're okay. Josh is pretty fast, but everybody else is right there, so I got to go a lot quicker, but they can beat Josh, but I feel pretty good.
I think this year is going to be a great year. I think he might have a little too much pressure on himself to do well on the Yamaha instead of just relaxing and riding. If he doesn't let that bother him. I think he's so pressured to win, and he's vocalized that point that he needs to get on the podium.
There's no denying that this bike that I'm racing won 16 out of 19 races last year. So pressure on yourself or no pressure, if you don't win or you're not racing right there for the win with the guy that's on the same bike, then it's pretty much the cards are on the table. So there's definitely some pressure to do well.
He can ride the bike, he can win on a bike, but, you know, he feels that he has to, you know, instead of going out and enjoying it.
And then the unthinkable. Larry totals his only race bike.
Well, we're going to have to jump on the backup bike now, which is an inside joke because there's no backup bike.